want to talk about 3 marketing myths that have got to die. It's their time. Rest in peace. This is ridiculous. The amount of misinformation and absolute dumpster, garbage fire, train wreck advice that I'm seeing on the internet about marketing is killing me slowly, okay? So I want to talk about the 3 biggest myths that are absolutely killing your growth and probably destroying your business. You don't have the lead flow that you want. You're frustrated. You're spending way too much time on marketing. And it's because you're listening to people who give this garbage fire advice. So let's get into it, okay? I have to tell you that when I stopped falling for some of these things, my engagement skyrocketed and my sales process became so much more streamlined because you are able to remove so much sales resistance if you have high quality marketing that overcomes objections and actually does what it needs to do to activate the 4 different types of buyers in your audience. If you want to get more into the neuromarketing nerdy side of things, I have other videos that talk about that. I have podcasts that go in depth. I have free courses and private podcasts that go in depth. So go check those things out. But we're going to talk about 3 very specific things that are killing me slowly that I just need to say something. Okay? So one of our clients, I'm going to talk a little bit more about this, literally tripled her revenue in 6 months by ditching these things and focusing on what actually works. We had another client who literally stopped chasing trends, stopped focusing on educational content and all the things that people tell you to do. She'd worked with like 4 or 5 different content and marketing coaches, experts, gurus. And when she doubled down on the things I'm going to tell you, she had her first 50K month within 90 days of working together. So this is very effective and it works fast. So let's talk about it. These are the myths. Number 1 is that you need a large following to make sales. I don't know who started that. I don't know who perpetuates that. Here are my thoughts and feelings on that, okay? If you have a larger audience, you have more people to sell to. So you're more likely to make more money. However, there are plenty of people out there with massive audiences that make little to no money because their conversion is absolute garbage. Conversion is what is most important. We want to be looking at the data and understanding what things are activating your audience and turning them into a sale. And we need to have a rinse and repeat process. Doing that will allow us to refine and move into some of these other things, like not having to post 7 million times a day, not needing to run ads to be successful. Those are some of the other myths we're going to talk about. But what we found is that if you control and manage your data, then you are able to pinpoint exactly what is working and, more importantly, what is not working within your marketing. Can a large audience contribute? Absolutely. Can you make the same amount with 1,000 followers that somebody else is making with 10,000 followers? Yes, because it's about conversion, not reach. Now, reach helps. If you don't have a lot of people to sell to, it's going to be harder, especially if you're not very good at conversion. But if you have a smaller audience and you struggle to get visibility, you need to double down on conversion. It's important for you to know that we've had a lot of clients, but I'm going to talk about one in particular. This client built a $20,000 a month business with less than 1,000 followers on Instagram, less than 500 followers on TikTok by focusing on relationship building and conversion. Let's talk about myth number 2, because all of these things tie into ultimately the same outcome, the same solution, if you will. Number 2 is that you have to post 3 to 5 times a day. You know, I scaled to $100,000 a month by posting once a day on TikTok, sometimes not even every day, okay? Again, it's about conversion, not volume. And that volume comes in many ways, right? The followers, reach, visibility, volume of content that you're posting. But the thing is that quality is always going to win out over quantity. Sorry, my ADHD is acting up. Quality is always going to win out over quantity, and that goes for a variety of different things, okay? We had a very specific client that I want to talk about that switched to 3 high impact posts a week and doubled their engagement and saved them hours of time, okay? And then of course, myth number 3, you know what I'm going to say. You don't need ads. Ads are not the only way to scale your business. In fact, they're not even the best way to scale your business. Now, once you hit $1 million a year organically, then you have all the data all the information that you could possibly need to have very effective ad campaigns. So if you want to turn on the ad spend once you hit $1 million, because I don't expect everyone to try and hit 10, 20, 50 million organically, because not everyone can do what I can do. But if you can get to 1 million organically, and then you take that copy, you take that information, you take that data that you already know works, you already know produces results, and you put ad spend behind it, then you're just adding fuel to the fire. So that's my hot take. I think you should scale to at least $1 million organically and be able to make $1 million organically before you start dumping money into ads. Because if you can't convert the people that you're reaching organically, you're definitely not going to convert the people that you're paying to get in front of. So let's get into it. What's the process? What's the solution to this? Not having a large audience, not needing to post 1 million times a day, not needing to run ads. What are we doing here? This is my 3T system. So what we do is we map out an entire year of content. It doesn't take us very much time, and we only spend an hour a week on short form content creation to make over $100,000 a month. Us and our clients. It's not just me. So the process here is we break it down into 3 T's. We have our topic, which is our monthly topic. We have our talking points. We have 7 of those derived from that monthly topic. And then we have 4 videos for each talking point. So 4 tailored scripts, 1 for each of the 4 buyer types. So for each talking point that we have broken down from that monthly topic, we're going to create 4 videos out of each, 1 for analytical buyers, amiable buyers, expressive, and driver buyers. So the reason that we do that is because we're applying the framing effect in sales psychology. What we're doing is we are shifting the frame on what we're already talking about to be activating to different people's psychology, right? We can go deeper into this. I have other videos on this, but basically, every single buyer type or personality type, they care about different things when they're going to buy. So like an analytical buyer, they want to see results. They want to see ROI. They want to know the exact process. Whereas an expressive buyer, they want to feel loved. They want to know that this is going to be a fun way for them to get to the results. They want to associate with people that are going to make them look good, right? They buy with their ego. Same thing with driver buyers. They really care deeply about the outcome and having a competitive edge. They're very competitive. They buy with their ego. So the thing that you're going to say to a driver buyer versus an amiable buyer are going to be vastly different because they don't care about the same things. The same things don't make them want to buy from you. So that is why we break it down this way. Like I said, client number 1 that I mentioned, she hit her first 50K month after 90 days of working with us. And the changes that she made, number 1, she was primarily posting educational content, and she was posting 3 times a day, every day, and she was getting 200 views. And the reason that she was barely getting any views is not only because the content was educational, but because it wasn't activating. It wasn't connecting with people's symptoms, connecting with their current reality, highlighting the gap that's keeping them from where they want to be, and then using her product or service to fill that gap. So once we made that shift, she was able to post a lot less and make 5 times as much as she was making. So the thing here and why this works, let's get into the psychology a little bit. People engage with content that speaks to their current reality. And speaking to their current reality and highlighting what that gap is what triggers a dopamine release in their brain. And when you can trigger a dopamine release, what you're doing is you are response conditioning. You're getting them to want to watch not only the rest of your video, but more of your videos. So you're gaining a follower. You're going to encourage them to make different micro commitments. They're going to engage with you. They're going to move into your funnel. And that would not be possible without creating this dopamine hit. Because what you're doing is you are tapping into their subconscious. You're making them feel good by consuming your content. And at the most basic level, you're speaking to their primal brain. You're helping them feel safe. You're helping them feel like this is what they need to do to survive. And you are speaking to that selfish part of the primal brain that's going, what's in it for me? And so when you can do that in your content by tailoring your scripts to each of the 4 buyer types, you're going to have a much higher conversion rate and you're going to have a shorter customer journey. So from the time that somebody takes to find you and then go to actually make a purchase, for most people, on average, that's 2 to 3 months with organic content. For us, 2 to 3 weeks. So it's a lot shorter. And we have people that actually find us, binge our content, and buy within 24 hours. That's not uncommon. So what you want to do is, again, speak to the person, speak to their subconscious, activate them based off of the way their brain is wired, rather than educating and sharing value and just giving content that is creating an audience of consumers, not customers. So this is a very important shift for you to make. And of course, if we want to bring the neuromarketing tie in, yes, authenticity builds trust, which drives sales. But ultimately, when we speak to the primal brain, because we know that people buy with emotion and justify with logic, when we speak to the primal brain, that is how we get people to actually make a purchase decision. What I would do is adjust your content strategy, shift from quantity to quality, and I would recommend at least grabbing our free course that is the 3T system so that you can map out a month or more of highly converting content that will make you a lot more money without, you don't have to grow your audience at all. You can just activate the people that you have and you're going to see a sales increase if you start doing this. So you'll notice more engagement, you'll notice more sales, you'll notice more leads, and you'll notice a lot less resistance in the sales process. You're going to get a lot less objections. So if this was helpful for you, be sure to subscribe to the channel, leave any comments or questions you have down below. And if you want to see this in action, head over to my Instagram at kenda.laney, and my DMs are always open if you want to talk more about this. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye.